Back. Problem 9. Find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. And they want you to write your equation in terms of slope-intercept form. Okay. So when you're given 2 points, you can find slope of the line joining them. Once you have slope and a point, you can use point-slope form to write equation of the line. Once you have one equation, you solve for y and you get the slope-intercept form. So let's start. First, notice the 2 points. Points are 3, -1 and 6, 1. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 1 minus -1 y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so this is fraction 1 plus 1 over 3. That's the fraction 2 over 3. So that's your slope. Use either one of these points and use the point slope form. So let's say I'll choose the first point. Y minus y coordinate equals slope times x minus x coordinate. Okay, so this is y plus 1 equals, let me multiply 2/3 to each one of these terms. So it's fraction 2 over 3 and I'm multiplying by x over 1. So notice when I multiply, x is x over 1, so that becomes 2x over 3. So simply, I don't need to write like that. Negative, then minus 2/3 times 3. So notice fraction 2 over 3 times fraction 3 over 1. If you notice, this 3 will reduce this 3 and I'll be left with 2 over 1. Okay, so 2 over 1 is nothing but 2. So finally, to solve for y, I need to subtract 1 from both sides. That gets me y equals 2/3 2x over 3. Negative 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So 2 over 3x minus 3. 2 over 3x minus 3c. Next. Are the lines perpendicular, parallel, or neither? Well, if so a little bit of theory. 2 non-vertical lines are said to be parallel if they have equal slopes. Okay? 2 non-vertical lines are said to be perpendicular if the product of their slopes is -1. In other words, their slopes are opposite reciprocals of each other. So these are the 2 ways of detecting what happens when you have 2 non-vertical lines. So let me enlarge it so you can see clearly. Now notice what happens if you have vertical lines. Any 2 vertical lines are parallel. All right. Then lastly, a vertical line and a horizontal line are perpendicular. All right, so these are the rules. Now these are non-vertical lines because look at the slope. It's been defined. So notice the slope for this first line is 3. Slope for the second line is also 3. Y-intercepts are different. So these are distinct lines with equal slope. So they are parallel. Next. Are the lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Well, let's solve for y, okay? So in this case, in the first case, I have 2y equals 24 minus x. Let me write 2y is negative x plus 24. I have simply rewritten this equation with x term in the first. Now divide both sides by 2. 2y over 2 equals fraction negative x plus 24 over 2. So notice the left hand side is y, right hand side division distributes. So it is negative x over 2 plus 24 over 2 is a 12. So here slope is negative fraction 1 over 2. Where did that 1 come from? Look, 1 times x is x. So there is an invisible 1. So 1 over 2 and the negative. So that's your slope of the first line. Let's look at the second line. The second line is 4y equals negative 18 plus 8x. So 4y equals negative 18 plus 8x. Notice we write the x term first. So 4y equals 8x minus 18. You see, that's a positive. So that's that. Now divide both sides by 4. 4y divided by 4 equals right hand side 8x minus 18 divided by 4. So that gives me these two cancel and I get y equals division distributes. Okay, so this is fraction 8x over 4 minus fraction 18 over 4. So notice this tells us y equals 2x minus, I may reduce it. You see 2 goes in both, 9 over 2. All right, so the slope of this particular second line is positive 2. Notice positive 2 can be rewritten as positive 2 over 1. So that is negative 1/2. This is positive 2 over 1. So these are opposite. You see, one is negative, the other is positive, and reciprocals 1 over 2, 2 over 1. In other words, these are perpendicular lines. Next. Write an equation for the line passing through this and parallel to this. Notice this line, so parallel means my line should be equal. So this is problem 12. Our required line is parallel to the line given by y equals 8x minus 6. But notice this is slope intercept form. So slope equals 8. So our line is parallel. So slope of our line is also 8. You have a point given to you. Point given is negative 2, negative 5. And you have slope given to you. So y minus y coordinate equals slope times x minus x coordinate. So this tells me y plus 5 equals 8 times x plus 2. Now, we need to move the plus 5 to the other side. So subtract 5 from both sides. That gets me y on the left equals 8 times x plus 2 minus 5. Okay, so you wanted to write with the y coordinate first. So let's rewrite this with negative 5 first. Negative 5 plus 8 x minus. So all I did was I wrote that negative 5 first. So this is going to be therefore negative 5 here, and here is 8 times x plus 2. All right. Next.